You're now rocking with the bad boys of the Dynasty, Nasty Noop and Terradome on Move the Sticks 365.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Move the Sticks. I'm your host, Nasty Noop, and like always, I have my co-host, the OG, Chris Murray, on the line with me. What's going on, OG?
Man, feels good to be back in the booth with another episode of Move the Sticks. It's been a long time, man.
Most definitely. It's been, we haven't done one of these shows since, April?
Yeah, it's been a while.
So it's good to get back, man. So without any further ado, man, let's go ahead and get into some Dynasty news. So first thing up, man, let's talk about the new rule changes that came in over the summer, and let's get a couple of your thoughts on the new changes that have come to the Dynasty.
Yeah, so the first one I like to talk about is the coaching rule with the fella play with the coaching stock playbook. I actually like the rule. It's in our second season in. I believe we kicked it off during high stakes when guys had the option to choose between the playbook that they wanted to play with, and you were stuck with that particular playbook. But we stepped things up heading into this cycle with whatever team you select, that's the playbook that you have to play with. And by far, I like it. You know, because we see it. What I'm seeing is a lot of different guys are coming out with different types of play styles versus you just seeing 32 users, or I'm gonna say 31 users, coming out running the same type of plays. You know, and it gets kind of boring. But I can honestly say each user that I went up against so far this cycle, it felt like I had to put together a different type of game plan. You know, so I actually like the rule that we added in. What's your thoughts on it?
I'm liking it, to be honest with you, because it's forcing me to dig into the playbook and really get into the plays against different opponents, because you're going up against guys now that have X Factor. So when I'm playing against an X Factor and those top tier players, I can't do the deep routes. I need to be looking for the drags, the receivers out the backfield. I need those plays handy. I need to know where they are. So I'm spending more time trying to game plan each advance, making sure that I'm good to go. So I'm enjoying that aspect of it, and I'm looking forward, man, to as we get further and further along in the cycle, to even, being able to really open up the playbook and do some different things once I get the players into Atlanta that I want to play with.
So I gotta agree with that, man. Just like I said, it feels like it added more. I'm not gonna say spice, but it added like a little bit more life to the league, because it got real, it got not frustrating but boring. Coming out week after week after week after week, seeing the same old stuff. So I'm glad that we added that in. What's a couple new rules that you actually like that we changed this cycle?
For me, it's the same ones, man. It's the same ones that just the fact, man, that I like the thought or the process that you have to now. Man, this is a tough one for me, because there's so many things that I'm really liking right now. But probably, man, I can't even think of anything else, man. Probably the coaching and the playbooks has been like the one thing that has kept me on my toes and kept me, really grinding this cycle. Not spending as much time on the content stuff and just, really trying to be competitive in this league, which is, I guess good for me, because I really haven't been competitive since 16. So I guess, man, we can go into the next news and we can talk about thoughts of the new game and what we think so far. So I'll let you go first.
Overall, the game is okay. Yes, it's broken in some areas, but it's alright. It's not. It's not. I guess I was playing the beta with a blindfold on, because some guys said this is exactly how the beta was playing. In my opinion, I don't think so. But it's okay. But the only thing that's just mind-boggling to me is, okay, they took away the Superman jumping abilities of the DBs and the linebackers, but it seemed like they substituted it with the response time of the linebackers and the DBs now. It's like, when you have a defensive back in position to make a play on the ball, there should be no way. I'm not even saying like the ball is being thrown 4 feet above the defender, or like I'm talking about inches above the defender's head, whereas though he could just reach up and the ball could be in his hands. When you got a DB in position to make a play like that and he doesn't do it, he's just sitting there watching the ball go up in the air, that becomes very frustrating. Like it's very frustrating, you know. And I understand, like I said, it's a video game. Everything's not going to work. Everything's not going to be perfect. Well, when you see things like that, and I'm pretty sure that it's just not happening in the DML. I'm pretty sure that it's happening in multiple other leagues, and wherever you're playing this game, I'm pretty sure that it's happening. And it just, I don't understand why. Like, why that can't be fixed. Because even, like I said, even though they took away the Superman jump ability, it's like, dang, okay, don't just cripple my defensive player. Allow them to react to the ball, and it's just, oh man, the list goes on and on about things that I don't like about this game, man. But like I said, it's not going to be perfect.
Well, let me ask you a question. Is that tied into the ratings that you believe? Let's say you have a defender that's next to, let's say, a Julio, but your defender is, let's say, a 65 overall. So their way to compensate for that ratings difference is to have them not react to the ball coming to Julio.
But this is the thing right here. I get that. Okay, we got a Julio Jones, but we're not talking about a one-on-one route where I got a 65 overall cornerback matched up one-on-one with Julio Jones like you could do in the past, man. We're talking about, okay, even the most dumbest cornerback in the NFL could swat a ball down if it's thrown towards Julio Jones and they're in position to make a play on the ball. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to intercept it. I'm not saying that they're going to make a spectacular defensive play, but at least allow the defender to have some sort of reaction to the ball. I'm not even saying that he got to swat it. I'm not even saying that he got to intercept the ball at all. It's mind-boggling to me when they're just sitting there like the ball wasn't even thrown on that side of the field that they're covering. That's where the frustration comes in at. I understand in this game, some people might not agree. I do think ratings matter more in this game. But it's still like, okay, I'm not saying if I got a 65 overall fast cornerback and playing the slot, right? And Julio's coming back on a comeback route. I'm not saying that he's going to cover that comeback route spectacular. All I'm saying is if the ball is being thrown in his direction, inches above his head, come on, man, y'all got to give us some type of reaction, something.
Yeah.
Like something.
I agree because I've seen that happen to myself several times as well, where the cornerback is right by the receiver, but for some reason he'll just run forward and allow the ball to go over his head and the receiver to catch the ball. And I'm like, man, what the hell is going on here? You know, he was in perfect
talking
position.
about some tight windows. Like, we talking about some tight windows. I mean, I had to actually play, not to serve and cut you off, but I had a defender one time. I'm talking about the ball was like literally it shaved his face mask. And he didn't even react. He just kept running. I'm like, what the? Okay. So it's just frustrating, man. It's frustrating.
It is, man. But, you know, it's like sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you. You know, it goes both ways, man, because sometimes you're on both sides of the ball. So that's the way I'm trying to look at it at this point. But let's move to the superstar traits and the superstar X Factor abilities. Now, what are your thoughts? What are your concerns about that being in the game so far?
I actually like it, but it's like, how can I say it? It's like a double-edged sword, to be honest, because it's like, do I love when a guy comes across the middle and Devin Bush smacks the hell out of him and they fumble? You know, like, do I love that? Yes, but it's like, I believe it's OD. I believe it. It's OD because it's like, okay, I'm gonna talk about because I believe you can relate to this because you have Keanu Neal has the X Factor of like a big what is he a big hitter, right, or something like that.
Yeah, he lays that wood.
Enforcer, that's what it is. My fault. It's called the Enforcer. All right, so he has the special ability of the Enforcer, so that means that basically pretty much he when he hits you, you're gonna feel it. Put it like that. Do I love that? Yes. I love seeing that because it's like, you know, you get that collision, you be like, ooh, you get pumped. But come on, man. We talking about a guy forcing 4 fumbles in one game. Like, come on, it's starting to get like unbearable at some point, especially when we talking about the defense of linemen that have them X factor abilities. There's no way a guy is rushing 3 people, and you got a guy like Myles Garrett, Joey Bosa, DeMarcus Lawrence, Calais Campbell, Geno Atkins. There's no way a guy could feel comfortable at rushing 3 defenders and you're double teaming an X-Factor defensive lineman and he's still getting in from the time that you snap the ball, take 2 steps back, and you're running for dear life. Come on.
But I always like to play devil's advocate. Are you adjusting your game plan to take into factor that you're playing against, like I've sat back and I've watched the Rams play. I watched them when they played the Falcons this year, and Aaron Donald was walking through our offensive line. He was a man amongst boys. So did EA actually get this correct? And putting these exit factors into the game. Now, I would love to have one on my team, which I don't have. And I look at the ratings. Like I have a Grady Jarrett who's high 90s in block shedding, power moves, and all this stuff. But he does not play that way. And I'm starting to wonder, does he not play that way because he's not a superstar player with traits, and because he's not a superstar X factor? So even though those ratings are astronomical, he's still going to play like an average player. So is that what I have to deal with at this point?
See, and that's the thing right there. Like what I'm saying. Like prime example. Like you said, you have a good, what a lot of people will consider a good defensive lineman, but being as though that he lacks the ability of those X factors, superstar special abilities, it's like he's an average player. So that's where it comes in the fact of, okay, did EA get it right? Yes, we all know Aaron Donald is a beast. Correct. We all know Myles Garrett is the beast. Yes. We all know Joey Bosa is the beast. Yes. But it's like now, when you develop your guys up, and just because they don't have, like you said, those superstar or X factor abilities, they're not getting off the block. Like I have a TJ Watt. Now TJ Watt, prime example, is, I'm not going to say a great or a superstar, as what Madden has him labeled, a superstar defensive lineman, because he's bounced between defensive lineman and outside linebacker. But he can't get off of a block to save his life. He can't get off of a block to save his life, and he has superstar ability. So my thing is, when EA put it in, was they showing favoritism to those high profile players in the NFL, or were they? Or was they, when they was looking into it and hitting into it, were they just going into it for what can I say? I can't even get it out right now. But like I just said, my thoughts is just, I believe that they did a little too much with it. They got it right, but they just did a little too much with it, because some of the things you just be doing, some of the things you be seeing these X Factor players do, just be mind-boggling. It just be ridiculous. Like, it just be flat out ridiculous, man. I got one of the guys in my division. I got 2 of them, matter of fact, in my division that I witnessed and I see twice a year. And it's just crazy, man. But like I said, man, I think they got it right. But I just think they sprinkled a little too much juice on it. That's it.
Yeah, I can agree in some factors, but let me ask you another question. So as we come into Madden 20, are we truly seeing more parity in stick skills? Or are certain users getting better teams with X factors and these high quality players, which is overcompensating for their lack of skills at this point?
Let me be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you this right now. A lot of guys might not want to hear it, but I'm telling you right now, it's not coming. Stick skills plays a part into it. Yes, because we have guys in our league that has teams that don't have any has 1 or 2 X factors going up against certain guys that have plenty of X factors. So stick skills, yes, it does still plays a part, but it betters your situation out when you have guys like, for prime example, I'm the owner in the blueprint of the Dallas Cowboys. Am I the best defensive player in Madden? No. But I feel confident every single game because I got a X Factor defensive lineman. I have an X Factor linebacker. I have a superstar linebacker, and I have a shutdown cornerback. So I can come out pretty much and just play around on the defensive side of the ball and just do weird stuff like keep playing man coverage and blitzing one linebacker, or just get creative. And by the benefit of me having those players that I just mentioned on the defensive side of the ball, it makes things a whole lot more easier. If you follow what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yes, stick skills does still matter, but in my opinion, a lot of guys will say, "Oh well, no." Having them X Factor players is a blessing because, especially when you got them on the defensive line, because I done seen some guys come out and be way out of position. I'm talking about way like you read it. All right, he covering the safety. He's using in the safety. All right, I'm gonna send this wide receiver on the deep route. And I'm gonna send this wide receiver on the deep route. See what side of the field he gonna take, and this is gonna be open. Soon you drop back and hike the ball, it'll open up wide, like a hooker going down Canal Street, wide open. Next thing you know, you drop back, you ready to hit that button. I'm an X Factor defensive lineman right there in the backfield tackling you. So some guys gonna say, "Oh no, X Factor don't mean anything." In this game, I'm telling you right now, if you do not have an X Factor defensive lineman or any X Factors on the defensive side of the ball, or even on the offensive side of the ball, you're gonna have to go through the process, man. It's gonna be a long cycle for you. But I believe stick skills plays a major part. I mean, I'm not gonna take that away from nobody because we got some guys, man, in the DML and also in the blueprint that you just gotta just tip your head off to because them guys come out and they put everything on the line each single game. So I'm not gonna say, that the stick skills does not matter, but boy, I wish I had some of them X Factor players. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
I'm right there with you, man, because I just finished my game against the Bears. His defense was just walking through my offensive line. I gave up, I believe, like 6 sacks. I was doubling Mac. When I doubled him, somebody else would come open. When I tried to run the ball, they would block shedding my offensive line almost immediately. And then after that game, I hit you up and I said, "Hey, man, I may not be coming back to Atlanta going into Madden 21 because I don't know if I want to deal with this, coming out the box. Because like anybody else, I want to win." And, at this point, if we were to go to 21 and I come back to Atlanta, I know that it's going to be a long haul just to get to be competitive because I know they're going to lower everybody's rating on this team. I don't care who it is. Plus, you're already dealing with bad contracts. So Julio just got signed, so he's going to be here for at least another 4 or 5 years. You got the huge contract with Matt Ryan. You got Deion Jones' huge contract. So you're dealing with all these issues, and then you're dealing with possibly not having any X Factors on your team, and you're trying to compete against the Chargers, the Texans, the Panthers, all these high caliber teams. So do you want to deal with that for 4 or 5 months until possibly you can get some of your players in here? And then it's not even guaranteed because guess what? Now going into a draft, you're not only just looking for good players, you're even shrinking the pool because now you're looking for X Factors and superstar players to come in and contribute. Because if not, then they're average players who are going to perform average, who are going to get you run over in games. It's just that simple. So if we had a time machine right now, OG, and we were back on August 10th, 3 p.m. Eastern, would you still be a Pittsburgh Steeler?
Hell to the no. I'm gonna tell you why. And the reason why is because playing. Okay, would I be a Pittsburgh Steeler? I'm gonna say no. Do I like my team? Yes, I like my team. Because we're going through what any team is going through. A rebuilding stage, Because I'm pretty sure if we had Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Juju Smith-Schuster still there, it would have been a total complete story. But just looking at how the game is, man, you need an X Factor. Like, you need somebody on that defensive line to be an X Factor, man. You need it. Because without it, I'm telling you right now, you're not getting any type of form of pressure unless you're doing one or two things. And I'm not saying guys are doing it, but unless you're on that YouTube looking at some blitz plays, or you just saying F it and you going all out and just blitzing everybody. Because it's just like I don't know, man. It's like they got them defensive line X factors on aggressive at all times, yo. And I'm a guy that knows what that's about because I used to do it all the time. Like, dudes knew if you're going up against the OG Chris Murray, come out there, big hike the ball like 20 times, you're going to get at least about 15 yards each drive. They knew it, so it's like I know how that feels, But no, man, I'm definitely, if I had to pick my team, use my pick again and pick a team, I would definitely, hands down, no ifs, ands, buts about it, go with the LA Chargers.
I knew it was coming.
That's just who I would have went with. Like, and the crazy part about it is that's the team that I wanted to take. But I said, you know what? I played the game. I like how the Steelers was rocking. They young. They got some. I'm like, no, they gonna be fine. And sure enough, man, y'all pulled the okie doke on me. Let me be honest, man. Y'all pulled the okie doke on me. Like, I would have with the LA Chargers, man. Definitely the LA Chargers, flat out, hands down.
Yeah, I don't know where I would have went, but I'm starting to think like, oh man, like, because there's an epidemic that has come to the dynasty, and we're just gonna hit you with this quick video right now to announce it.
This is an NBC News special report.
This is Al Pennyfeather, and I'm here in the heart of Times Square, New York City, and there is just bitch-assness rampant everywhere I look, up, down, and all around. I just seen about a dozen people walk by me that had just so much bitch-assness in them, it was ridiculous. This is a cold orange alert. I repeat,
I thought it was quarantine.
Let's go back to Sheila in the studio.
There are several signs of bitch-assness. Short-term memory loss, excessive excuses, chronic blinking, scratching. Please use precaution before coming into contact with anyone, for they may be a carrier of the disease.
All right, so we're back, man, and the bitch-assness has returned to the dynasty. And, I'm dealing with this bitch-assness almost every day on Twitter now with Hamiltop and the Panthers. It was a lot of stuff that I wanted to say on the bye week, but out of respect for an expert, I tried to keep my language as clean as possible. But since we're back on Move the Sticks and I'm the host over here, Hamiltop is doing some bitch ass shit. And it's easy to talk a lot of shit when you coming out with a team out the box that is pretty good. You got Cam Newton, you got White Light running out the backfield. Plus, he was able to make some moves in the offseason when I was stagnant because I couldn't make any moves because the cap is just so fucked up in Atlanta to where I couldn't go out and sign anybody. I barely made it to 53 players because after the draft, all I had was $8 million. So I had to go out and try to find players that were like $400,000 and $500,000 type players just to fill the roster. And he's coming at me on Twitter. He's talking his little shit or whatever. Now we're both sitting at 6-4 and we're playing 2 games. I'm probably gonna lose the next 2 weeks because one, I can't get any pressure. I can't stop the run. So now I'm gonna have to hear his goddamn mouth the rest of the season. So the bitch assness has returned. So Hamiltop, I'm putting you on notice, man. You may run the table the next couple seasons, but I'm gonna put an end to that bitch assness, and I'm gonna inoculate you pretty soon. But once we get this team ready to go in like 2 or 3 seasons, we'll be ready and we'll be running the NFC South, man. Have you experienced any bitch assness in the dynasty this cycle so far?
I ain't experienced. I ain't experienced enough. Matter of fact, hold on, I'm lying. Let me rephrase that. HBO tried to with the whole we trying to schedule our game, man. Like, this is my thing right here. Matter of fact, this ain't if the shoe fits, put it on. First, I'm gonna come at HBO first. Then this is gonna open up the can of worms. If you're contacting the dude in the DM, okay, and y'all trying to schedule a game, what I don't like is I call them the force win motherfuckers that's out there that's basically pretty much trying to fish for a force win. If you're scheduling a game with somebody, okay? Hey, Mr. HBL, this is directed towards you. If the shoe fits with anybody else, you can put it on too. And y'all going back and forth, y'all do not confirm a time, and a person tells you, I will try and make that time. Please stop with the whole shit of running to a commissioner's DM saying, look. He stood me up. He stood me up. One thing I understand about everybody in the Dynasty and everybody that's in the league that I'm a part of, motherfuckers have lives outside of Madden. Yes, we come to this game because we all enjoy each other's company in the chat, how we be chopping it up, coming on the shows, chopping it up, throwing shots at each other, and also just playing the game. We don't need the extra whole shit, okay? Put that aside. You don't need it. You know, all the guys that's, you know, whining and complaining about this, about that, just relax, man. We're not your chicks, okay? If you want whine and complain, call up your girl on the phone, FaceTime her, Skype her, whatever. But we're not your chicks, man. We here to play this game, talk shit, and talk some more shit. Yeah. All right, but HBO, that was directed towards you, man. Stop running for them get out of the motherfuckers' DMs, man. Trying to fish for all these damn Forrest W's. All right, I already got to deal with your cheesy ass with Lamar Jackson, man. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm putting 50 on your head too when we play.
Exactly, man. We need to get back to the good old days when people talk shit in the Dynasty, man. But once again, there's a lot of bitch assness going around to where everybody try to downplay their game. Oh, I'm not good. I'm not this. I'm not that. Fuck that. You should be trying to come out and beat everybody's head in every week. You should be talking your game up. It's all this bitch assness. Oh, man, come on, man. We got to do better than that, man. Let's get back to that competitive spirit. You know, it is what it is. And Hamilton, this is for you, baby. But let's go ahead and move on, man. We're going to move on to our final, segment. This is pretty much a short show, not graphic-laden, heavy this one. But we're going to go in and do our predictions, man, for the 2020 Super Bowl and who we believe will be the two teams that face off in this upcoming Super Bowl. So I'll let you go first, man.
All right. So NFC, both conferences balling out right now. You know, the level of competition I feel like is as evenly as it hasn't been in a while in the Dynasty. Also, of course, right out the gate, AFC, I got AFC Championship. Wow, this is gonna be good. All right, let me just put it down here real fast. It's gonna come down to one or two things. If Bruce goes up against Tightwork, all right, I have Tightwork winning that matchup because for some reason I don't know if it's because these guys are familiar with like playing each other, or just pretty much just talking in a party chat amongst each other, like just mad and talk. I don't know what it is, but I feel like if Bruce goes up against Tightwork, Tight can figure out a way how to get that W. However, I'm going with the Browns, the Texans, AFC Championship, flat out. In the NFC, I have, it's going to be a shocking to some people, I have the Packers, man. I think Embro just won this banner and just got too Lexi Daisy, man. I think he just got too Lexi Daisy. So I'm going to go with Expert in the Cowboys because this team has been balling out this year so far. I'm going to go with Expert, and I'm putting the pressure on him. I'm going with the bus in the Chicago Bears. Okay? I'm putting the pressure on him. This by far, this is one of, besides that 16-0 run he had, I think this is the season where he has things well put together. All right, his defense is clicking. Khalil Mack is balling. Eddie Jackson is balling. It's like there's nothing that the Chicago Bears team could do wrong. And he beat the Packers, who by far was spanking that ass last season. All right. So I got the Bucs and the Cowboys, and I have Eddie, the Texans, and the Browns. I got. Man, this is gonna be crazy. I got the Browns beating the Texans in the AFC Championship because Myles Garrett, this dude, man. I believe he's already at, 20 wins? How many sacks did this guy got? I believe he got, 28 sacks already, yo. 28 sacks, man. That's crazy. All right, so I'm going to go with Myles. I'm going to go with the sack master, Myles Garrett, getting the Browns to the Super Bowl. NFC. Ooh, they're gonna hate me for this one. I have the bus knocking off expert.
What?
I have the bus knocking off expert. I'm putting the pressure on him. He better load this bus up with a full tank of gas and better have some gas canisters in the back. And I'm telling you, I'm putting the pressure on him. And in the Super Bowl, I got the Bears, man, getting their first banner in the DML.
Wow.
Putting the pressure on them. Putting the pressure on them. They get outside the box here. I'm putting the pressure on them.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a quick question. Would you bet your house on it?
Now, me and the bus already had this conversation. I told him in the regular season, he get things clicking, but in the playoffs, that bus turned into a hoop for some reason. I don't know why, but the bus turned into a hoop. But this season, I'm putting the pressure on him. I want to see it done, man. I want to see it done. Like, I want to. I'm being honest. You know, but it's going to be crazy, though, man. The playoffs, it's going to be crazy this year. I can see it. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. As teams as usually get more used to their teams and start to make moves, you know, it starts to, you know, get it a little bit more exciting. But I'm going to go in a totally different direction. I'm going to start with the NFC, man. The Bus is my boy, my dog. We work together a lot, but I just don't see him making it to the NFC Championship game. I'm going to replace him with the 49ers. I just think the 49ers, man, they have a solid team, man. I played them, and his tight end, man, is a beast. Kittles, yeah, man. Kittles. Man, he was open like 7-Eleven, man, 24/7, man. I couldn't keep up with him, so I'm figuring that he'll make it to the NFC Championship. And you know, Expert has been balling, so that's pretty much a given that he'll come out the NFC and make it to the championship game. Now, pretty much with the AFC, man, it's pretty much the same thing you went with. It'll be the Browns and Texans. So, making it to the Super Bowl. This is tough, man. Expert is my boy, but I think the 49ers, man, might be a little bit too much for him. I think he'll be able to adjust to that blitz game that comes out of the Cowboys. He'll make the moves, and he'll make it to the Super Bowl. And on the AFC side, I watched Bruce play, man. Bruce has been balling so far this year, man. I saw he was down in the game versus Expert, I believe 21-0. And, you know, I pretty much turned that game off because I thought it was over. I wake up the next morning and I see he came back. I was like, oh, wow. So
I'm telling you right now, my front control, but that man, listen. And the crazy part about it, to be honest with you, Bruce runs, like, not even to take nothing away from that man. He runs a very simple game. Like, his game is very simple. He remind me of the Baltimore Ravens the year that they won when they had Jamal Lewis and they had that crazy ass defense. It was ground and pound, defense come out, beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And that's what he's implicating in this game, man. So I tip my hat off to that dude, man. He just playing sticking to his game. I like it.
Yeah. So for me, my pick coming out of the AFC, man, is going to be the Browns simply because I believe Myles Garrett is going to be able to keep pressure on the Texans, kind of take Addy out of his game. You know, Addy likes to do a lot of the deep routes and all that stuff, so he won't have the time to make those plays. Now, he may adjust. I don't know. He may adjust in this game because Addy is good at adjusting on the fly, so he may be able to adjust, but I'm still thinking that the Browns are going to come out, and then we're going to have a 49ers versus the Browns matchup in the Super Bowl, and I think Bruce will be raising his second banner in the DML, man, for the second time. So that's my choice for the Super Bowl right there.
Can't go wrong. The pressure on for all y'all guys that's in the playoffs. You ain't get mentioned. Put that chip on your shoulder, man. Come out and ball out, because I'm looking forward. Like, I'm sitting on the couch, man. I just want some live entertainment, man. You know, I just want to be some good playoffs. You know, so I'm interested to see what's going to happen, man. Because this definitely, we got some heavy hitters in there this year.
Oh, most definitely, man. And as we close out the show, man, just before we close out, I would like to say, you know, I'm looking forward to this cycle a little bit more than I have in the past, just because I believe GM skills are going to play a much heavier part into this cycle than in past cycles, because, you know, going into the draft, being able to pick the right players, hoping and praying, you know, when you push that button, that player is either a superstar dev or an X factor who's going to be able to come into your team, especially at key positions. The most important positions this cycle are on the defensive line. I don't care what anybody says. I believe that you can, like in the past years, you've been able to pretty much build a team completely overall, offense and defense. This cycle, I see it as being totally different. You've got to have those X factors on the defensive line. They are a must. If you don't have them, you're going to struggle when you face teams that have them, or if you want to make it to the Super Bowl. It's just almost impossible, man. So I'm seeing that the GM factors are going to make it's going to separate everybody. So when you're looking at, like, you know, users this cycle, I don't think people just going to be trading all willy-nilly now. You're going to really have to think through this process, because, hey, if I trade this guy and I move back, is he going to get an X factor based off of the move back that I did, or a player that I would have picked thinking that I was going to outsmart him or whatever? You know, because I moved up in the last draft and I got lucky. I got an X factor wide receiver, you know, to replace Julio. It was all luck. It was a little bit of skill involved in that, but it was mostly luck to be able to go into a draft and replace an X factor. Because let's be honest, people are signing 32-year-old defensive tackles to major deals to hold them to their 34 and 35 because that X factor holds such heavy weight. And if you don't believe me, hit up Taz. He's not letting Gino go anywhere. And he's 32 years old, and he was trying to rate me for the player when I asked him for it. So that just lets you know how much value those X factors have, man. So you have any closing thoughts before we leave?
Man, it's just, you know, let's keep it up. We gotta, what I'm hoping, you know, let's keep multiple guys. Hopefully, y'all can be able to have that privilege of raising the banner. I'm afraid that I'm gonna raise a motherfucking banner. All right, I'm gonna adjust my game to this shit, and I'm gonna win something. But let's keep the level of competition up, man. You know, Ember won his first banner. Let's get somebody new up there in the Raptors, man. Let's just ball out, man. Have a good cycle. Good, fun, entertaining, trash talking, competitive cycle, man.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And before I get up out of here, fuck you, Hamilton. You know. All right, man. So this was another good episode of Moves and Sticks, man. Hopefully we'll get more shows out to you guys this cycle, man. It's been tough. You know, so much stuff going on and everybody trying to make moves. So be on the lookout for the next episode sooner rather than later. I'm your host, Nasty New. And like always, the OG Chris Murray is with me. We're out. Peace.